Sangeeta Chopra, working as principal scientist in Indian Agricultural Research Institute here at New Delhi, India. I'm working on solar refrigerated evaporatively cooled structures with Dr. Randolph Baudry from Michigan State University.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction. I'm Randy Baudry, as Sangeeta mentioned, working at Michigan State University in the Department of Horticulture. Been working here for about 33 years in the area of post-harvest, both biological and technological aspects.
So let's first review the technology of solar refrigerated evaporatively cooled structures. Shall we, Dr. Baudry?
Sounds like a good idea.
Solar panels of 5 kilowatt are used to run the 18,000 BTU per hour refrigeration system. The walls of the structure are made up of wetted fabric to reduce the heat load and cause cooling by evaporation. The outside temperature in this instance is around 16 Celsius, and the inside temperature is around 0.3 degrees Celsius. And let's look inside. You see there's a water battery suspended from under the ceiling. This contains cold water for nighttime cooling. And the indoor unit has a split evaporator coil. Part of the refrigerant is cooling the air during daytime, and the other part of the refrigerant is cooling water, and this water is pumped in the water battery for nighttime cooling, and this electronics is for regulating the power of the refrigeration system. So we think it is very important that this technology needs to get into the hands of farming communities in order to have an impact. This is where the Research Translation Toolkit comes in. The toolkit goes beyond working with the end users and enables policymakers and other influencers to become familiar with the technical and conceptual basis of our work. They can then use this information in their own power structure to effect broader changes than would be possible by our little team working with one farmer group at a time. As a part of the toolkit, our team used principles of the stakeholder analysis to learn how to prepare questionnaires and how to interview stakeholders to extract information about their needs in the context of their jobs, whether they be farmers, educators, influencers, or policymakers. Another module of the toolkit dealt with the development of communication products. Our team used principles we learned in this module to prepare policy papers, websites, social media, interviews, and scientific and social discourse. This helped us to popularize our technology among a broad range of peoples. The research to action planning module helped us to make our goals more concrete by setting up a schedule of activities that we would then follow. This was important because it helped us go from a theoretical path to real action. Engaging in the development of leaflets, demonstrations, interviews, etc. became part of our scheduled events for the year, and because they were scheduled well in advance, it provided opportunities for the team members in the US to participate, enhancing their interactions and outcomes.
Right. We found it interesting that we could not always know in what form support for the project would emerge. For instance, after interviewing the director of IARI, he funded the construction of a demonstration unit, which was then the focus of numerous visits, not only by farmers and farm advisors, but also high-ranking and influential individuals from news agencies, businesses, political offices, and agricultural ministry operations. In total, there were several thousand in-person interactions with the demonstration site, and the scope of resulting news media coverage had the potential to connect with over 10 million people based on their distribution numbers. So this was an amazing result from a single conversation conducted as part of the Research to Action program.
In terms of our personal growth, our experience using principles from the Research Translation Toolkit taught us to talk easily about our technology to any interest group. Practice does make perfect after all. It enhanced our communication skills and helped clarify the message, which was slightly different depending on the orientation of the listener. Farmer would have more advantages learning that refrigeration could bring to their bottom line. Policymakers would hear more about how on-farm cooling fulfilled farmers' needs and how the effort required more resources to get into more communities. The effort continues. Recently, our widespread network of informed individuals brought about invitations to speak at scientific venues and inclusion in a number of international proposals to secure funding to further expand the reach of our work to places like Kenya and Ethiopia.
So that kind of sums it up. Would you like to say anything else, Dr. Baudry?
Yeah, I would actually. I've got a couple of comments to make. This does remind me a bit of our extension service and how we use that to translate our findings in the laboratory to use in the field. But it also goes beyond that and includes this aspect of talking with people who are decision makers as well as policymakers. And so for that, I found it very valuable to be involved in the RTAC program. How about you?
I think it has been very valuable for me too. Most of the scientists here do not undergo this kind of training for taking the technologies from lab to the land, as we would say. So this training program has been really very beneficial. It lays the roadmap for this purpose.
Wonderful.
Thank you.